Good morning.
Good morning.
If you'd like to stand, we'll sing our call to worship. Well, this joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Take it away. This peace I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Take it away. This love I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Take it away. This life I have, the world didn't give it to me. This life I have, the world didn't give it to me. This life I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Take it away. This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Take it away. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Take it away. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Traverse City. My name is Blake Ringsmouth, and I am very pleased to be your worship assistant today. That was a rousing song. And Carol, I got to ask you, what was the intro piece you played?
Morning dance.
By? Yes. All right. Well, should have been a trivia question, but that was awesome. Okay, well, we've got a great service. We've got great music, as you already know, and you are participatory, so don't let that stop. Some announcements. The End of Life series. The End of Life series continues today. Today's topic is pre-planning your funeral. Explore creative ways to honor the dead and celebrate the life lived instead of only grieving the loss. Learn ways to personalize a funeral or celebration of life. Membership pathway. If you're considering being a member or you just want a refresher course on the principles of unity, the classes will occur in October. There are 3 classes which will take place October 13th, the 20th, and the 27th in the fellowship hall. If you are interested in becoming a member of UTC, please see Bob White for more information, and you will see him shortly. Blessings in a backpack. Okay, right here. This is, no? Yes? That's not blessings in a backpack?
No, this is the all Father said.
Okay. All right.
We got both going.
Not blessings in a backpack, but blessings in a backpack food drive continues. It's through Father Fred. It continues through next week. If you have any perishable food items you would like to donate, please bring them with you next Sunday. Also, 2 or more volunteers are needed for the 4 to 5 p.m. shift on Saturday, October 5th, to collect donations at Tom's East Bay. A sign-up sheet is on the lobby table if you can help. So what that is you stand at the entrance to Tom's. It's a very touching, wonderful experience. I am signed up for the Saturday morning shift. I've done it for several years. It is extremely rewarding to connect with people coming in to grocery shop. It is a fundamental principle of what we believe, and you can be unity right there to all the good folks coming in to buy groceries. And it is as you give, you receive. God, I'm turning into my wife up here. Maybe I'm channeling her. I'm channeling her. That's it. Don't tell her I said that, please. So this is the Father-Fed Food Drive. As you can see, there are non-perishable items up here. We do it every year. This next Saturday or Sunday is the last day, so please bring items, healthy items, if you can. You can even go to Tom's East Bay, make a donation there, and buy some groceries to bring them here. So next Sunday is the last Sunday, and we do this every year. And Kelly Lambert is the one who normally heads this up, and he's going through some struggles, which we'll talk about in just a second. So, Kay, did you step up and fill that role? Thank you, Kay. Yeah. Day of the Dead. This is a theme. We've got a theme going on here. Save the date. On Saturday, November 2nd, from 4 to 7 p.m., there will be a Day of the Dead party here at Unity of Traverse City. Day of the Dead is a joyful holiday that is celebrated mostly in Mexico to remember the deceased and celebrate their memory. There's a movie, Coco, was it Coco, that featured it. It's a fabulous movie. If you want to do some preparation of studying, watch that movie. My wife Yvette participates in that regularly. We were lucky enough to be in Mexico on the Day of the Dead when my children were very young, and we got to go through the town and see these unbelievable shrines, if you will, to family members that were lost. And we're going to recreate that, and you will be able to do that for a loved one if you would like. Anyway, there'll be food, music, storytelling, and fun in all caps. More details will be shared, especially about how to build an altar in the coming Sundays leading up to the celebration. In the meantime, mark your calendars for Saturday, November 2nd. It's really a wonderful experience. Okay, the Jim Coates Memorial. I told you we got a theme going on here. The memorial for Jim has been moved to Saturday, October 26th at 11 a.m. Let me say that again. Saturday, October 26th at 11 a.m. here at Unity. And if you've been coming in the last year, you know Jim was a dear member of this church, expressed what we stand for every day. And Kelly Lambert's wife, Jackie, is being released from Munson to hospice care at home. Please keep Jackie, Kelly, and their families in your thoughts and prayers as they move through this process. All right. So, without any further ado, let's have our congregation.
If you'd like to stand, this is the grace chant. It's sung in a round. So we'll sing it once together, and then you guys will go with these guys, and you guys will go with this guy. Into thy hands I commit my spirit, thy will is my will, heal me and death, so that I may glorify God. Reveal that which needs to be revealed, heal that which needs to be healed, so that I may glorify God. Into thy hands I commit
All right, as we always do, I'm on. Hello, there we are. I'm here. As we always do, we begin the service portion with a prayer. So please join me in prayer. Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, we are here by divine appointment today to be nourished, energized, and to connect with the divine presence within each one of us so that we may be your eyes, your hands, your ears, your mouth, and your feet in this world. We take these blessings we are about to receive and have already received out into the world to make it a better place and to let all others know we come in contact with that there is a divine presence in each one of us, and we can do this by example. And for this opportunity, we are so grateful. And together we say, Amen. All right, let us speak our statement of unity together. The slide is here. Together, peace is mine as I still myself in spiritual silence.
You can remain seated. I go to God in prayer. I know my God is there. In the silence I hear that the dark holds no fear as I go to my God in prayer. I go to God in prayer. I know my God is there. My connection is sought, so I pray as Christ taught when I walk to my God in prayer. I go to God in prayer. I know my God is there. Peace and tranquility, love is waiting for me as I go to my God in prayer. Now I go to my God in prayer. So I go to my God in
And as the lights come down, we know that it is time for our meditation. Time to be reflective, go within. So I invite you to clear off your laps, relax your shoulders, close your eyes if that is comfortable, and above all, breathe. Deep, slow, cleansing breaths. Breathing in the love that is all around you now. And breathing out any tensions or concerns you may have. letting go of any stress, both physically, mentally, and with each breath, relaxing into your chair. Breathing in and out. And as you become more and more centered with each breath, you become more and more aware of that divine presence within you. Breathing in and letting go, you become more and more aware of the divine presence seated next to you, seated in front of you, seated behind you. And as you become centered in that Christ presence, you cannot help but feel joy. For once you let go of all the human concerns, the truth is plain as day. You are a divine child of God. You are here to be that unique divine expression. You are here to forgive, and you are here to walk your walk in that divine light. In this time of meditation, as we clear away the noise, the chatter in our head, we can truly hear that still voice within. That still voice that comes from the Christ presence. That still yet powerful voice that speaks to you of what is yours to do. Is it to show kindness in the face of something very difficult? Is it to lead? Is it to be of service in some other way? To give a smile? Whatever it is, listen. Whatever it is, set your intention now in the silence to honor that calling, to express that calling. Set your intention to honor that divine priority in the silence. And as we return to this place, we know that that calling, that word, that direction that is placed upon our heart is our ministry, is your ministry. Big, small, it does not matter. For we will be the change we want to see in the world if we do it. And with this knowing and with this intention, being ever grateful for a new choice every day, we are so grateful. And together we say, Amen.
The world runs fast, the spirit slow. Where we think we need to go, we move into passing gear. The song of love is hard to hear, till everything's so loud that we're alone. And what we're missing, listen. Somewhere beneath this sea of noise, we hear the angel's whispered voice. The song is there, the words are clear. All we need is still right here. Listen. The harmony of wings in flight, the rising of the wind at night, breaking of the ocean waves will call a heart that's half awake. The sound of every breath we take can free a soul from prison. Listen. Sea of noise, hear the angel's whispered voice. The song is there, the words are clear. All we need is still right here. Listen, for all we're worth, the door to heaven's here on earth. Shout for joy, softest prayer. The sound of love is in the air.
Good morning. That's a heck of an act to try to follow. Thank you, guys. Can you hear me in back? Okay, very good. Driving in today, or when I drive in and I'm going to be speaking either up here or as a worship assistant, I always turn off the radio. So I just want to connect with the day. And I was driving in, I was almost in awe of the beauty we have up here in September's. This is my favorite time of the year. It's gorgeous, blue skies, some leaves turning, some not. And I am thankful and blessed that Lori and I moved here in 1991. I can think of no other place I'd rather be. Rowdy, get a little bit hot up here? A little bit of feedback? Thank you. So, being here this morning, I have a question. And this is primarily for those of you who have been here a while, so if you haven't been, forgive me and just bear with me for a moment. If you have known me for 20 years or more, raise your hand if you thought you would ever see me up here on this platform giving a talk. We have one back there. Yeah. We have one back there that's just trying to be kind. Thank you. I have another question. Those of you who have known me for over 20 years, what do you think were the chances that I'd be here? And how many of you thought there was no way in the world, or thought, how in the heck did this happen? If you feel that way, raise your hand. Oh, come on. I know there's more. I know there's more of you than that. Lori, who's my wife of 37 years, is sitting here in the very front row, and I think hers was the first one to shoot up on that last question. She still struggles with that on occasion. But the reason I asked that question is basically just to give people an idea that there's no time limit on spiritual paths and spiritual growth. For some folks, it's a lightning bolt. For some folks, it takes 20 plus years. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I can tell you, I'm sure it won't happen until the person is ready. And it took me that long before I could get ready. 20 years, or 30 years ago actually, before we moved up here, I was in a pretty tough place. And Lori and I were kind of church shopping, and we didn't know where to go, and I was in a 12-step program at the time, and one of the friends I made said, have you ever heard of Unity? I said, no. He says, you should stop by. It's 10 o'clock on Sundays over on Miller Road in Flint. Come on by. I said, okay, we'll give it a go. So we showed up one Sunday. As we walked in and turned into the sanctuary, I was greeted by this tremendous voice from a woman who I'm sure learned it in some type of gospel church. I mean, she was powerful. Along with her was a music team, and they were belting out Cabaret. So I thought, you know what, if I walk into a church and they're playing Cabaret and singing, come to the cabaret, old chum, come to the cabaret, that's where I belong. I felt immediately welcomed. And that's where our Unity lives began, I guess. We moved up here in 1991. Charlotte Carter was the minister. Lori was a unitic at that point. I was kind of a fledgling person. I came for a while, but found that I wasn't really listening because I wasn't ready to hear what was being said. During the meditation, I'd be thinking about anything but. During the service, I was full of yeah buts, yeah but this or yeah but that. I just wasn't ready. So I came to be known as a two-timer very appropriately because I showed up on Christmas Eve and Easter. Every so often I'd show up just to see how many people I could hear say, Bob, this isn't Christmas or Easter, what the heck are you doing here? And there were a number of those. So anyway, that's the beginning of this journey that I've been on for 10 to 12 years now. And prior to that 10 to 12 years, or at that time, I was back in not as bad a place as I was before I moved up here, but I was not really happy. I felt as if I was watching my life go by and I was not participating in it. And I was sure I'd get to my deathbed and say, you know what? That was how many years that were pretty much wasted. I had this hole inside me I had no idea how I could fill. And I had tried everything. I had tried different jobs. I had tried geographical cures, moving. Lori suggested we moved up here, and I shocked her by saying, okay. That was at a time when I was really lost. So I'm sitting at home one day thinking, what can I do? How can I make this whole? And the same person who told me about Unity also told me about A Course in Miracles. So 30 years ago, I had bought that book. And I thought, well, maybe this is the answer. I take it home, I flip it open, and first of all, it's about yay thick. It's got thin pages which remind you of the Bible, and the print is very small. So I said, okay, I can do this. So I started reading a few pages and going, I'll try another day, put it down. Another day comes by, I pick it up, the same thing. I put it in a box in the basement with a lot of other books I knew I was never going to read, and it moved with us every time we moved. So here I was, trying to figure out what I need to do to have a life. And out of nowhere, I had this thought, I wonder if I still have that book. That was not nowhere in my consciousness. So I went downstairs, I found it, and I brought it upstairs, and I opened it. And I opened it to the introduction to the course. It's very short. It's a very long book with a very short introduction. It's about 8 or 9 lines of text, 2 paragraphs, and 123 words. Trust me, I counted. So the first paragraph just kind of describes the course and what it's about and how you do it. And the second paragraph starts this way. This course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. And I'm getting choked up now just reading that. That little short message was the beginning of my path to find relationship with God. Because prior to that, I didn't have any. For the first 50 plus years of my life, I believed in God. I knew it was there, but I didn't think God had any belief or any interest in me. I thought at best God was ambivalent. Like, here you go, this is what you got. Do your best, try and have some fun, and maybe I'll see you later. That was my relationship with God, except when I wanted something, of course. Then I'd play Let's Make a Deal, okay? If I do A, B, and C, I promise never to do B, C again if you would do this. Never worked, but I tried. That was the first, what I would call, transformational experience I ever had in my life, where I knew from that minute on my life would be different. I didn't know how, I didn't know why, I didn't know what I needed to do, but I knew if I read this book, I'd be on my way. Now, in addition to that, I started coming back to Unity. Now, I didn't start out coming every week, but I'd come more than twice a year. And I started to listen to what the messages were. And they resonated. I didn't have yeah buts, I had oh yes at that point. That changed. And I started to wonder, what can I do to help this process? Because there were things being put in front of me. I didn't need to find them, they were showing up. All I had to do was take the baby steps necessary to put those into action and to receive the results. One of the first things I did after I'd been coming for a while is I became a prayer chaplain. I wondered, what's my next step? And that opportunity became available. So I went through the training, became a chair chaplain, prayer chaplain, and that is a phenomenal experience. I feel closer to Spirit, closer to people when I'm praying with them than anything else. I still had problem doing that with myself, but I could do it with other people. After that, an opportunity came to be a worship assistant. I thought that's another great way to serve. I'll give that a go. And I'm still doing that, and I love it. I really do. But here's something else that just kind of dropped in my lap, or an opportunity did, and people said yes. Shortly after that, I went, the next step I thought would be to become a member of the board. So I was on the board for 2 years. During that first year, our minister left. I said, well, this is a great way to start. The year after that, I became the board president. And I was always amazed at how we as a congregation and a community approached that. It would have been very easy to fall apart, very easy to go, oh my God, what are we going to do? Yada, yada, yada. But it was the complete opposite. This group came together as a whole and looked at the situation and didn't say, what are we going to do? We said, look what we can do. We looked at the opportunities that were in front of us and we took them. So the last 3 years have been extremely good for us in a number of ways. And it's fed my spiritual growth every step of the way. So, I was a prayer chaplain. I was a worship assistant. I was speaking occasionally. What was my next step? So I went to Unity Worldwide Ministries, to their website, went through the courses section, and found a program called the Integral Ministry Practice Course curriculum. I started that, September of last year. We just started our 4th and last quarter, and that will end on the 20-something of November. And I had a thought when I was doing that and mentioned this in class one day. He says, I have no idea if or when or how I'm going to use this material. Because if we do get a minister, and we all think we will, if they're not in line with this program, I've got nowhere to go. But that was okay because of what I personally got out of this program was worth every second and every penny that we put into it. It's phenomenal. That was another transformation. But from that meeting, one of the participants in the class is Joanne Burns, who is the leader of the Ministry Services Division at Unity Worldwide Ministries. And her job is to find ministries that don't have a minister or a specific leader, and ministers that are available, and try to match them up. She said, hey, I don't know if this is of any interest to you, but here's something to think about. There's something called a Special Dispensation Silver Program, which allows lay people to take a deeper and more meaningful role in the ministries. And it's something you might be interested in. So I looked at it, I read it, and it was exactly what I had envisioned. It gives me the opportunity to provide service to this congregation, to everyone here, and to my friends who you all are, in a much deeper way, a much more meaningful way, and one that can take us forward as we evolve, as I have been evolving. To me, that is more than exciting. Almost makes me meditate. So here I am. Somewhere where the majority of you thought 20 years ago, there's not a chance in where that he's going to be up there talking to us. Not going to happen. And other opportunities along the way. One was called the quantum living process, which was really a prerequisite for the class I'm in right now. And that program is featured and set up in a way that allows people, gives people a way to take all of the shadows that we had from years gone by, all the things that we believe we are that we are not, things like not enough, not smart enough, don't belong, not loved, fear of rejection, fear of lack, whatever your fears are, they're different for everybody. But we still carry those. Every time we get triggered, we react with an emotion or a feeling. And I'd be willing to bet you 9 times out of 10, the emotion or feeling you're having is not really related to what just happened. It takes you back to the first time you felt that. Could have been 6, 8, 20, 20, whatever, it doesn't make any difference. But you're back there, and those feelings that hold us back and keep us down are still there. And they will be until we do something about it. I had tried for years to put those in the corner of my mind and lock the door, thinking they'd never come back. They'd be great at breaking out of jails. And they came back stronger and more damaging than they were to begin with. So this process was another transformational experience, because it's not a light switch. God knew I wish it was, where all this is made better. But it gives me the chance, when I'm triggered and feel that coming up, to say, wait a minute, and respond to that in a way from what I am. And the way you find that out is they have what they call a cue card. It's a little thing like this. And on one side, these are all the things that I am not. Things such as fear of rejection, not enough, not the one, lack, less than, and not important. Those are my shadows. On the other side this is who I've come here to be. Compassionate, loving, spirit-led, kind, self-assured, heart-centered, and authentic. So what you really do is you look and find those things that you're not, that you have believed since whatever day it was that you are, and with those things that you are here to be, you heal yourself. That's another situation where I can't do that by myself. That's where God comes in. That's where Spirit comes in. To make me aware of those, to give me the courage to do what I have to do to take care of myself. I've always thought, if I could treat myself half as good as I treat my friends, I would be fine. But I've never been able to do that. I was always on myself, kicking myself down, trying to fill that hole in myself with anything I could possibly find without looking to the source. And that's what happened. And that's where I am today. Out of all those things I've meant to be, the one that I think strikes me and resonates with me most is being authentic. Because for most of my life, I was not. I was more concerned with how I looked, what people thought about me. Was I good enough? Was I not good enough? Oh my God, the other shoe's going to drop. They're going to find me out. And that's how I lived. In a constant state of fear, thinking that something terrible was going to go wrong. Many times it didn't, but sometimes it did. I'm sure I didn't help that situation. And the worst part about not living an authentic life is it's like you're slapping yourself in the face and doing it to yourself. And it's self-administered. So when I was getting ready for this, I kind of looked for some quotes I could find on authenticity and living authentically. I came across one from Alan Cohen, who is an author. He's written a lot of books that supplement A Course in Miracles. And he wrote, everything will line up perfectly when knowing and living the truth become more important than looking good. I mean, here's a representation of that whole sentence right there. Until I was able to stop worrying about what I am to other people and begin to worry about what I am to myself, nothing was going to happen. And it started when I made that leap. Content is more important than form. And for years, I had that switched around. I was worried about form, wasn't worried about content, and I paid the price. One of the things that I'm learning through unity, through prayer, through A Course in Miracles, our mistakes are just that, they're mistakes. And of course, miracles, they didn't really happen anyway. So you don't have to worry about those. All you really have to do to be who you want to be is nothing. Because we already are. We are all children of God. We all have everything we've ever needed to be who we are meant to be and to do what we are supposed to do while we're here. That's one of the big advantages of being authentic. You can really be yourself and not worry about it. Brene Brown. Authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we are supposed to be and embracing who we are. That doesn't speak to my heart. I don't know what it does. Part of that whole process of being authentic is the need to be vulnerable. And that was one of my biggest fears. I could never let people see me sweat. I never wanted to know what I felt. I would very rarely get angry, because if I did, I was afraid I would take somebody's head off, because that was building up for 40 plus years. And if it ever exploded, my God, it wouldn't be pretty. So I did everything I could do to hide myself from my feelings, from my emotions, and to build walls. I think that worked for me. Not particularly well. Another quote from Brene Brown. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's the opposite. It's the courage to show up and be seen, and to be seen, to be imperfect, to be real, to be truly alive. Being a human being is not easy. You can't do it perfectly. And that's what I want. I want it to be perfect. I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want to let people know I made mistakes. But by being human is how we live our lives. And if I don't do that, I'm not being authentic to myself. I'm not being authentic with Spirit. Because I would not be doing what I'm here to do. Some of the things that I have to embrace to be authentic is I have to be mindful and I have to be present. And Eric Tolle has a quote: "The present moment is the only place life exists. It's right here, right now. Doesn't matter what we did yesterday or tomorrow. It's to be present in the moment and be fully engaged with our experiences and live. Not just watch, participate in our lives." I have a affirmation that I say every morning. I don't always do it, but I say it. Today I will not relive the past nor anticipate the future. I will simply live this day to its fullest. If I can do that, then I know I'm being authentic. And again, there's no switch to flip. I've looked, I can't find it. I have a final quote. It's from Sarah Von Brennick, who I had not heard of, but she's an author who's had a number of books on New York Times bestseller list about this subject, about authenticity, about living who you are, and so forth. And this is the one that really got to me. The authentic self is soul made visible. When we're living authentically, we are honoring our soul and what we are meant to do and what we can do and hopefully what we will do. And by doing so, we are closer to Spirit. Spirit. Because it was Spirit that filled that hole for me that I had inside. Completely. I can draw on that anytime I choose to. I can ignore it if I want to. And I can go down a rabbit hole, play with the rabbits for a while. But I don't have to. And I have found ways to circumvent that. Again, not all the time, not really as well as I want to, but I'm doing the best I can, and it seems to be working in some ways. I want to close a couple of short readings from John Donne, who was a phenomenal poet, writer, and unfortunately died very young. This is from his Blessing for Solitude. It's a part of that. May you recognize in your life the presence, power, and light of your soul. That your soul in its brightness and belonging connects you intimately with the rhythm of the universe. May you realize the shape of your soul is unique. That you have a special destiny here. That behind the facade of life, there is something beautiful and eternal happening. The second one I want to read is called Live the Life You Love. It's from one of his books. If you allow yourself to be the person that you are, then everything will come into rhythm. If you live the life you love, you will receive shelter and blessings. Sometimes the great family of blessings in and around us derives from the fact that we are not living the lives we love. Rather, we are living the life that is expected of us. We have fallen out of rhythm with the secret signature and light of our own nature. This has been a phenomenal 12 years. I feel that finally I do have a purpose. I am where I am supposed to be with you. And my blessing and hope for all of you is, as these readings say, that you be the person that you are. You will not fall out of rhythm. Realize the shape of your soul is unique, and it's the power, light, and presence of you. If you do that, I'm not going to tell you won't have bad days, because you will. I know that for a fact too. But you will be able to navigate those days and those troubles in a much different way than you would have. And with Spirit with you, there is absolutely nothing that you can't do. God bless you all.
All right, thank you, Bob. That was fabulous. And I've watched, maybe not 20 years, but enough to see. All right, now is the time for our offering, a time to share our financial gifts with the ministry. As children of a loving God, we live in the light of abundance, deeply grateful for all that has been given and all that is to come. We embrace the good that God provides with joy and thanksgiving. And let's say our prosperity blessing together. There is no lack or limitation in spirit. I tune in and am blessed with unlimited prosperity. And so it is.
Before I sing it here, I think you and I must have been in the same vehicle on the way in. I don't know, I drove in from Charlotte, and it's one thing about this whole area. I can't, I can't believe if there be anybody from around here who would just take all this for granted. I mean, just the sheer beauty of this place, and it's, you know, I'm overwhelmed every single day, you know, so, and I'd like to just thank you all, man, for opening your arms and allowing me to come in, because I was kind of like you, and that's how I found Unity, just way back about, 15, 16 years ago. I was out in Arizona, and, you know, just, I don't know, then I ended up in Texas, and next thing I'm here, but I'm kind of going back and forth, but I don't know, I'm just, every day, I think I'm on that same journey you are. I'm not quite where you are, but I'm kind of following your little breadcrumbs, so. But I don't know, this song's called New Day, and it's like, you know, every day I wake up, I just say thank you. And I want y'all to just feel good, you know, that's what this is about, so. It's a new day. I've got a new start to the rest of my life. I can't change my yesterdays. All I can do is try to make things right. And in His goodness, God gives me this gift and another chance to make things right with the world, make myself a better man. It's a new day. I'm gonna go out, shake somebody's hand, gonna give him a kind word, be empathetic, try to understand those negative feelings. I'm not gonna let them get in my way, gonna hug me somebody, 'cause I'm thankful for another day. Can't dwell on yesterday, 'cause yesterday's gone away. I can't blame it anyway, but I've got a new day. I can't dwell on yesterday, 'cause yesterday's gone away. Can't change it anyway, but I've got a new day. It's a new day. Shout hallelujah. Go and make a new friend. Go and tell everybody. We've got a new day, so let the healing begin. Those negative feelings, we can't let them get in our way. Go and hug you somebody. Share a word with somebody. Be a friend to somebody, because we're thankful for another day. Thankful for another day. Thankful for another day. I'm thankful for another day. Thankful for another day. For another day.
we'll try and get a little more energy for you next week. So we're sorry about that. It's all right. As we always do, we're going to close our service with prayer. But first, I want to acknowledge the music team. Woo! And we have packets for anyone here for the first time. Our ushers will be happy to provide those to you. We have fellowship at the back of the church there in the fellowship hall. Wonderful food and coffee. We have prayer chaplains that will be available for you here up front or in the hallway. And so, as we do, let's close our service with prayer. Father, Mother God, let us take this wonderful energy. Let it fill our hearts, for they are overwhelmed and overflowing. It is a new day, every day. And let us hug somebody with our words, our facial expressions, our smiles, our arms, whatever it looks like. Thank you for this reminder. And take this out into the world. For now is the time we need it. Amen. Let us gather in our circle around the sanctuary. All right. All right. We can do this. Let's spread out a little bit. Spread out. We're spreading out. There we go. Can we move down? We can do it. We're almost there, people. We can do this. Woo, we did it. We did it. All right. So, as we form this circle, we are a circle. We are all connected literally, physically, metaphysically. And that is a powerful symbol. I invite you to say a name into the circle, a circumstance that you would call for blessing, for the highest good, which may not be known to us, but knowing that divine spirit, divine healing energy is flowing there now. Father, Mother, we know that the highest good is coming to these people, to these lives, these events, and we consecrate this with our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth,